What an emotional night in Big Brother's house. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, frankly speaking, I think I've actually forgotten that in the final week of every Big Brother Naija season, there's always that time when Big Brother plays video messages from the finalist families, encouraging them, wishing them well, motivating them, and, also gingering them to keep doing whatever they're doing, to stay strong, to stand tall, and then to bring home the money. Yes. So last night was that day, and it was quite emotional. I mean, good thing is none of the housemates were actually bawling their eyes out or crying and wailing as we've actually seen in previous seasons. But the aftermath of it all, though, was quite, it was quite emotional. We had Nelly bawling her eyes out in the toilet with Suji, consoling her, encouraging her. And then there was also Victoria. Oh my goodness, guys. Victoria was completely broken, and she had to handle her, her own, I don't know if I should call it emotions or what, yeah, but she had to handle herself by herself in the garden. This is something she has actually said, that whenever she's feeling quite emotional and even crying, she prefers to be by herself. She is not one of those people that likes it when people gather around her and they're asking her, oh my God, are you okay? Or are you good? So I think since Sunday evening, after her best friend Cassia was evicted from the house, she's been having a rough week. Yes. Sunday night, she had cried and cried, like she had really cried her eyes out, and had gone to bed early. And then yesterday evening, there was the video message from her family. And guys, it was really heart-wrenching. Yes. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, did you hear her sister's voice? Oh my God. Oh my God. Victoria's sister is so soft-spoken, and her voice is so therapeutic. I don't know if you all are aware of these ASMR videos on YouTube, if you are one of those people that struggle with insomnia like me. Yeah, I do struggle with insomnia. When I'm really stressed out, I can't sleep. Even when I'm not really stressed, I can't really sleep. Yes. So most of the time I listen to ASMR videos like that, to soothe myself to sleep, and it works like magic. Yes, the whispering technique, the soft-spoken technique. Yes, and listening to Victoria's sister's video message last night, oh my God, it was so soothing. It felt like I was watching one of my typical ASMR videos. Yes, and if she's watching this video right now, I'm actually recommending that path to her if she has the time. She's got the talent, she's got the voice, and she's got the courage. Yes, because she was so calm, well put together, and her message to Victoria, it felt like water just flowing to Victoria. I love the part where she said, Victoria, you are not slow. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we all know Victoria is definitely not slow. She's not slow. She just takes her time. She calculates before she actually jumps into conclusions or, takes very drastic measures, in the house. So yeah, Victoria's family message was quite beautiful. Aside Victoria, there was also Kelly Ray, whose older sister, coupled with her neighbors, and I don't know if it's the neighbor and the neighbor's kids, yes, but just neighbors, according to how it actually explained it much later, they had also sent him a video message. And in my personal opinion, that video was so, it was just so realistic. I don't know, there was just something about the video. It was just so down to home, kind of reminded me a lot about growing up, about where I grew up from. And I don't know, it was just so relatable. Yeah, but yeah, that was that. And then there was his friend and a music producer who really gingered him, and it was such a fun sight to behold. They have this slang that they use, which we've actually heard Kelly Ray use quite a number of times in the house, so watching him say those words or use those slangs alongside the way his friend and music producer was using them, it was quite entertaining to watch. Oh, and there was also Suji's family, and oh my goodness, Suji's sister is so fine. She's so fine, like really fine. And I just love the words of encouragement from his family to him. I loved the way they were so proud of him because, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about it, Suj is also one of those housemates that has really carried himself with dignity this entire season. On most of my videos where I talk about Suji and Nelly's, lovers tiff, I always mention the fact that Suji is well brought up. That guy is a gentleman to the core. For a 23-year-old young man, he is really mature for his age. The way he treats Nelly, the way he carries Nelly, the way he takes care of Nelly, it's quite exemplary, yes, and I give him accolades for it. So listening to his family, even watching his family, you could tell where all of that home training was coming from. By the way, most of the girlies on social media were going crazy over the last guy that actually spoke. I'm not really sure if I heard correctly, if that was Suji's older brother. I'm not really sure, but the guy's got like a bit of American accent and deep baritone voice, just chilled looking, and people were actually losing their heads over it. I said people should just calm down. What if he's married, and then there was that cute little niece that ended the video. Oh my God, that was so cute. Yes, and you could tell that Suji was trying to man up so hard. He was trying to hold himself back, but it was such a beautiful moment to, see where these housemates are coming from. It's one thing to experience these housemates by themselves and judge them by their individuality, but then it's another thing to see the people that birthed them, the people that trained them, the people that raised them, up to a certain stage in their life, to become who they are today. So it was just a beautiful experience. Now, moving on, there was also Onyeka's family. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, frankly speaking, I love to see where mothers look good. I love to see where mothers, look well, and where they are really proud of their children, and where they give them accolades regardless of who they are or how they carry themselves on the show. Because if you think about it, the reality of these video messages from these housemate families is not to judge their kids, but to encourage them and let them know that whatever they have been through in the house or whatever they have done to play the game, that they are still coming back home to open arms, to love, to warmth, right? And to the care of their families, which is their first community, where they first got integrated into before they got into the larger society. So listening to Onyeka's mom, that was really beautiful. And oh my goodness, Onyeka's sisters, they are so cute. The first one that sat with the mom, oh my God, that one looks like Onyeka a lot. In fact, Onyeka and that one and Onyeka herself, they've got a bit of a semblance, yes. And then there was the other one that was already bringing gist. I really loved listening to that one. As a matter of fact, by the time Big Brother replayed the video again, I had to listen again. That one, you could tell that her personality is a bit similar to Onyeka's personality, that person that always wants to bring gist. And so she also brought gist. It was quite entertaining to listen to as well. And then there was Chizoba, and oh my God, that was such a sweet moment, It reminded me of all their ups and downs in the house, but there she was on that video, still passing home a message to Onyeka and encouraging her to stay strong. That was really beautiful. And I'm going to be frank with all of you. I was actually expecting Onyeka to be the housemate that would be bawling her eyes out and crying and wailing, but it was quite interesting to see that she did not cry. I'm like, oh wow, this is a first, but it was more of joy and excitement on her part, and I really liked it, yes. Now, can't remember if it was Nelly's family that came next, but there was her mom, there was her sister, and then there was her brother. And ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, it's always beautiful, to see where these housemates are coming from. And seeing Nelly's mom and her siblings, it only reminded me of her story that she had told about how she was molested, as a child. The thing about the mom leaving her with neighbors and going to work because they were struggling. Things were not really easy for them. So seeing the mom, it gave me goosebumps. It gave me shivers down my spine. Because yes, Nelly is the victim in that whole situation, and I pray and hope that she really heals from that trauma. But I was also, feeling hurt for the mom, because I cannot imagine the guilt that she's probably carried all these years. I cannot imagine the self-loathing she's been dealing with, like it's like you thought highly of these people and you left your daughter in their care and they did what they did to your daughter, and you are beating up yourself, you are angry at yourself, you hate yourself for it, you're blaming yourself probably for the rest of your life, so looking at the mom, so yeah, I just pray for healing for that family, because anybody that listens to Nelly's story will not understand the struggles of a mother that is hustling, that is striving really hard to take care of her family, So listening to the mother speak and encourage the daughter, it was such a beautiful moment. And I don't know why Nelly was actually crying after the whole thing in the toilet. I'm not really sure, but guys, it was just really sad. There was also Ovie's family, the Bbnaija dynasty. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it was quite interesting to see how they were gathered in their living room, probably in their home. I'm not really sure, but they were ready. For them, this is the moment. We need to come through for our son, for our boy. So they were gathered, like, what they say, men mount. Everybody mounted, like they were ready. I say, okay, love the support, love the show of force, yes. But in all of their messages, I'm going to be frank with all of you, the one person that caught my eye the most was Ovie's mom. Oh my goodness. You know what they say? Be demure, be cutesy, be mindful, be classy. Oh my goodness. Ovie's mom, she's so elegant. She's so classy. I mean, see, there's something about the mom. You can tell that this is somebody that probably went to finishing school. I don't know if you all know what that is. Over here, it's like where you study how to be elegant, how to be a lady, like a proper lady, how to sit, how to carry yourself, how not to slouch, but how to sit up straight. Come on. I was looking at this woman like this and I just could not wait for the replay, because for me, it was her I wanted to listen to the most, yes. I mean, Ovie's mom, she is stunning. I don't know her age, but whatever it is that she's eating, I want to eat that thing as well, because she's so fresh. She's so fresh, she's so beautiful. And guys, did you hear Ovie's younger brother's voice? They sound alike. At some point, I was wondering, like, I don't understand. Ovie is inside the house. Who is that person speaking? So it was the second time, because how Big Brother did it was, the first time whilst the video is playing, they'll be showing the housemates' reaction. Then the second time, they will be showing the people talking and equally showing the housemates' reaction. So I was so eager to watch the second replay because I wanted to see who was talking. And when I saw the younger brother, I'm like, oh wow, the influence. I can imagine Ovie's influence on his younger brother. The younger brother is probably tired of listening to Ovie talk, because I can imagine, there's a way you stick around someone for the longest time, yeah, you begin to take on their mannerisms. It's like a chameleon approach to things, and it's not intentional. Most of the time, it's not intentional, yeah. And it also depends on how much you admire that person. Also, even sometimes, you don't even necessarily have to admire the person, but sometimes it's just something that just happens unconsciously. It's also like when you relocate to another country or a different location entirely, and you begin to take on the mannerisms and the accent and intonation of the people that live there, So I was thinking, like, Kai, could it be because, they are siblings and they've been around each other for a while, probably, that Ovie's younger brother really sounds like him? But I don't know who else noticed that. Let me know in the comment section if you did. Now, there was also Anita's family. Ladies and gentlemen, listen now, I was more engrossed in Anita's reactions than what her family was saying, because it was so infectious. Anita was so happy. She was so excited, especially when she saw her dad on the screen. Daddy! I'm like, oh, wow, okay. We've actually got like a big daddy's girl in the house. That was so beautiful. And at the part where she said, oh, that house in the village, that's where they are going for Christmas. I say, okay. Christmas in the East in December. How cute. Oh, and by the way, guys, I don't know if you all saw that gist on Twitter, that Anita is rich. Like, she's so rich to the point that she's neighbors with Davido. Guys, you know Davido now. You know Davido. I don't need to explain. You know Davido. And for those of you that actually know where Davido lives, in Lagos, Nigeria, he actually lives in Banana Island, like the Banana Island, the richest area in Nigeria. And it's not just about living in Banana Island. There are different levels to this thing, even inside the Banana Island. There are some places, apartment buildings that are even the most expensive in that very expensive estate in Banana Island. So for her to be neighbors with Davido, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't really surprised when I saw that gist because from the moment Anita got into the house, looking at all the wigs that she wears, I, as a lover of human hair extensions, I knew that, okay, this girl is not poor. Yep, she's not poor. Because I know the vendor that she buys hairs from, and I know the cost of each and every single one of those units that she rocks. Guys, those hairs are not cheap. They're sold in hard dollar currency. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's just some side gist. But finally, there was Wanni, Wanni's family, and oh my God, I don't know if that girl that was with Wanni's mom is Wanni's younger sister, but they also sound so alike. You know, there's a way they articulate their speeches. There's a way, their eloquence, yes. The younger sister is also quite eloquent, just like Wanni and Ndi. You know, and it was just so beautiful to see the other side of the twin sisters. Yeah, it was just so beautiful to see. And then there was a message from Ndi, and Wanni was almost, you know, she was almost bawling her eyes out. She was almost, she was shedding a few tears though, but you know, it wasn't dramatic. It wasn't as dramatic as one would have expected. Yes, and I'm glad that she wasn't that dramatic because she's actually lost her voice. From all the shouting she had been doing since on Sunday, she had lost her voice. You know, so it was, I think it was part of the reason why she couldn't really cry as much as she wanted to cry. Yeah, but yeah, Handy's message was quite heartwarming, was quite beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope I have actually covered all the housemates. There are actually 8 of them. Yes, if I didn't cover any of them, please let me know in the comment section below. But I think I have covered all of them, yes. So that was that. Afterwards, Victoria had gone to the garden and she was crying. She was shedding tears. She was crying, you know, and I've actually explained all of that at the start of this video. Now, moving on, I know a lot of you have been wondering, like, oh my God, are they going to have a new head of house for the week? Well, the answer to that thought is yes. But this time around, there was no head of house challenge. But this time around, there was no head of house challenge, yes. People that decided to bring back the first HOH balloting system, yes, which was for the remaining 7 housemates, with the exclusion of Kelly Ray, who just, you know, ended his tenure yesterday, yes, yeah, which was for them to decide on how they wanted to rotate, you know, their shift. So for the 7 housemates, they were going to take on each day of the week as the head of house, yes. And what Kelly Ray did was that he wrote the different days of the week on a piece of paper, put it in the box, in the ballot box, and then they had to pick. And that was how, you know, each person got the day that they would rule or lead the house for, yes. So I think that's actually a fair bargain. At this point, I don't think there's any need for any head of house challenge anymore. Yes, we've actually had enough of that. Finally, there was the final wager task for the season. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to speak more about that wager on another video because there was a side to it last night when the brief had arrived, and I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about it, but it's going to be on another video. All right, so please watch out for that video. Don't go anywhere. But in the meantime, I would love to hear your thoughts about the housemates families video messages to all of them. How did it make you feel? Were you excited to see where these housemates are coming from? Just go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on another video soon. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.